been living life right like I could just die any minute. Don't pull right down the side. PCH, country limit.
Terry, welcome to Thursday. Sort of last day of the week, but you'll be back tonight.
Yep.
When tonight we'll have a special guest on this evening, who is the reigning, defending, as they might say, Michael Buffer and Bruce Buffer now, right?
Yeah.
The two announcers that do the pre-fight hype, if you will, one for UFC, one for the boxing. And that reigning, defending national horse player champion of the world, David Harrison, will join us tonight, Terry, for the Players Edge podcast at 9:30. Make sure you tune in to check that out, because if you're a handicapper and you want to know what it takes to find a way into the winner's circle for real, Terry.
Yeah.
He collected a check, I think, for $750,000.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to tonight. So find out what's going on there.
As am I. One thing I have to point out, too, that he mentioned that his wife like when he's talking to his wife, sometimes she says, "Let me finish." Mm-hmm. This will be all part of the question and answer that will be up on horseracingtoday.net in a little bit. But I asked him if he had to pay. He bet a horse who said, "Let me finish," just on a hunch, because his wife says that. Helped him win the contest. So I asked him if he had to pay a wife tax. Never mind the New York state taxes and the federal tax. That wife tax can be quite expensive, especially when "Let me finish" comes directly from her, right?
That's right.
So today we're going to go to South Florida after spending the early part of the week in Philadelphia. You ready to try our luck down in Miami, Terry?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes, it's nice to have only a 9-card race card instead of a giant one all the time, right? With deep fields and everything. But I have to say, even though there's less horses, Terry, I have to say that like the clarity on these races, some of them are just straight up, I don't know how someone's going to beat this horse. Right. And some of the other ones are not clear at all. So it should be fun.
It should be.
All right, so let's start. Race number 1, Terry, at Gulfstream Park. 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather surface. So far, at 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather surface, they've run 65 races, 46 of which were won by speed. 26 went wire to wire. There is a slight rail bias and a minor inside-out bias beyond that. And then we're going to kick it off with a maiden claiming $16,000 race.
All righty. Well, let me kick it off then. In that first race, number 4 is my top pick. Let's Run 2. Finished third versus similar in her only start and has the highest last speed rate. Trainer wins 19% of the time when he uses first-time blinkers, and this horse was well bet in the debut. The jockey in the last 7 days has a pretty good record. And then number 1, Stormy Stella. Rail Post is winning at an 18% clip. Drops in class today. The trainer wins 30% of the time when dropping an entry down 2 classes. And her best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters. It actually tied with another one. And then number 7, Blame the Vets. She may improve while returning to a sprint. She has a nice workout on February 11th at Gulfstream, 4 furlongs, 47.3 breezing, third best out of 51. And then I like, as my 4th pick, number 6, Dance for Gold. Drops in class today, and she may improve with blinkers added.
Dance for Gold. So I'm going to get cracking today with the same horse that you did, Terry, number 4. Let's Run 2. I guess that's a playoff on Ernie Banks to Chicago, who used to say, "Let's play 2." I actually met Ernie Banks one time hitting some golf balls down at a range that they since closed in Chicago next to the river there. Really nice guy, man. Signed baseballs. He had like a whole trunk full of baseballs and stuff. It was pretty funny, but he took them out. So I guess everybody asked him, but fantastic guy. Rest in peace. Yeah. But anyway, Let's Run 2 has the top early and late pace combination in its field by a wide margin. Room to improve in its second career start. I agree with you. And the next pick, number 1, Stormy Stella, has run the fastest quarter-mile fractions. One of 3 horses in this field that's dropping a little bit. Ran for 35,000 last time, 23,000 this time. And when trainer Gerald Brooks drops a horse down 2 classes, he's won 23 of the last 77 times he's done that angle. So that's pretty effective. Dance for Gold, top 2 furlong pace numbers by a little bit. top 4 furlong pace numbers by a wide margin. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 6 horse up on the lead there. Maybe gets better in the second start off a layoff. And closing it out with number 8, Rough Enough, another one of those horses dropping from 35,000 to 23,000. Showed a little pop. It's funny, I wrote Pope. So showed a little Pope at the start of her last. Could improve in the second off a layoff. And I expected to run much better than 30-1. Pete, I think you got the wrong line there with that one for that 30-1 shot. I think it's going to be more like a 25-1 shot, Terry.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Race number 2 is 1 mile. It's an allowance, $25,000. And if you look at, and it's important to pay attention here at Gulfstream because they have 3 different tracks there: turf, dirt, and Tapeta. This one's 1 mile on the dirt. Big difference. 73 races, 57 of which were won by speed. 23 of the 57 had gone wire to wire. There is an inside-out bias if you go from posts 1 through 7. But for some reason, if you get an 8 or higher, it outperforms all of them.
All right. So this is your best bet of the day, right? The 6?
It is my best bet of the day. Number 6, Mish, has a significant early pace advantage over the rest of this field. And this is one where half the field are chasers with just one speedster to chase, and that is the 6 horse Mish. All the others are mid-pack and back. I think close to the front is going to be the way this horse race is won. And I don't think anybody is going to be in Mish's shadow for the most part of the race.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but I think number 3, Chucky's going to get Mish. Chucky's my first pick and has finished in the money in the last 6 races, won 3 of those races. Switches to a high percentage winning jockey, Irad Ortiz Jr. The trainer wins 30% of the time the first race after claiming a horse, and this trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 3 starts. Number 6, your top pick, Mish, won his last race at Gulfstream Park and has a high percentage winning and jockey and trainer. And number 5, Embrace My Uncle, is a bridesmaid, likes to run second at this track and distance. He has the highest last speed rating. And the number 1, Man on the Moon, Jockey Lewis has in the last 7 days, has been kind of on fire. He's had 32 starts, 11 wins, 4 seconds, 4 thirds. Distance will not be a problem for this horse.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to get cracking on here to finish out, behind Mish. You're right. Chucky will be a part of the equation, but he won't be the winner. Terry, 6 will be the winner. Some late pace improvement. It could be the co-pilot behind Mish. Trainer Joseph Safi Jr. has won 72 times out of 241 times that he's taking a horse to the track the first time after a claim. That's just like today. Has 12 good furlongs of workouts since running his last before Mr. Safi puts him out there. Number 5, Embrace My Uncle. This one is making its 3rd start off a layoff. If you look at the previous 3 race cycle, it was the best of all of the 3. Last time out, the last half of the race, the horse did show some improvement. The only problem with this one is it thinks it's supposed to finish second, not first. Raced at Gulfstream Park 8 times, has 1 win, 5 seconds. Raced at the distance 5 times, has 4 seconds. Number 2, Cozy My Boy, ran some of the fastest opening fractions last time out, is taking a drop from $54,000 in purse last time to $37,000 this time around. 3 consecutive speed figure increases and should be better in round 2 out of the barn. Race number 3 is another 5.5 furlongs. All weather. The first one was 5 furlongs. This one's 5.5 furlongs on the all weather track. This one's claiming $20,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime, and 5.5 furlongs versus 5 furlongs on the all weather. 47 races, 32 won by speed, 12 of which went wire to wire. You don't get an advantage regardless of what number you wear.
Well, I'll tell you, the number 4 horse, my top pick, is a horse you haven't even picked in your picks.
So I'm a smart guy then, huh?
Maybe, or maybe you missed the mark there. Admiral Truffles won his last race at Gulfstream Park. He likes this track and distance, finishing 57% of the time in the money and winning 14% of those races. Then number 3, Awesome Family, drops in class today. His best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters. Then number 2, Valhalla's Air Base The jockey Lewis says in the last 7 days, as I said before, has been on fire. He has a decent workout on February 26th, 48.3 breezing, 23rd out of 99. And then number 1, High Press, has the highest last speed rating and a decent 4 furlong workout also on February 26th.
So race number 3, High Press. First of all, this is a short race and it doesn't have a lot of giddy up and go in it out of the gates. I think the pace should set up for a horse that's close to the front. And to be honest, Terry, I missed the 4 here. Maybe he does well. Maybe he doesn't well. I think that any horse in this race can really win because this probably was the toughest race for me on the card. I was literally moving them all up and down and just kind of finally settled on this order. But High Press showed some slight improvement across the board last time out. Beat the number 2 in its last race and has some similar workouts since 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Third off a layoff. Should be better then. Does have the top early pace and late pace combination for a horse with the top pedigree and did run some of the fastest quarter mile fractions. And as I said, there is not a lot of pace in here. So High Press gets to the lead, maybe stays there. Number 2, Valhalla Airbase was the favorite last time out. As I mentioned, did lose to High Press. Luis Saez is by far the top jockey in here. I think this is one of those races where they try to get some of the younger folks some money and some wins. It's another horse that should be better in the second off the bench. Maybe. I don't know. It's tough to tell. Number 6, Toretto, making its second start off the break. It's the only one I think in this entire field that has an all-weather run. It's cutting back in distance, but it's been slow to break in routes, so I don't think it's going to break all that fast in a sprint. But it is dropping from $36,000 to $28,000 in terms of purse money. And then number 3, Awesome Family, was a tough call for me over the remaining horses. It's dropping from $36,000 purse last time to $28,000. And this is another one that I expect to be close to the pace all the way around the track.
Hey, Rich, we're talking about the third race, right?
Yeah.
You said number 6. I don't see a 6 in there. I see a 5.
Let's see. Race 3. 1, 2. Yeah, this is supposed to be 6, 3. I'm just hit the wrong button. That's all.
6, 3.
6, 3. What in the hell am I doing? Where's that 5 in there? Okay. Did the 6 scratch maybe, Terry? Is that why? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
Race 3. 1, 2, 6, 3. Yes. All right. You're helping me with my own picks. Okay.
It's all right.
So I hope I have that right then in my hot dog then if I have to correct that. So race number 4, Terry, is a 7.5 furlong turf, made an optional claiming $50,000. And the profile of a winner for horses that run 7.5 furlongs on Gulfstream grass, 12 races split down the middle between stalkers, closers, and speedsters, only 2 of which went wire to wire. None have won from the rail. And if you look, the 8 has outperformed the 2 and the 3, which has outperformed 4 through 7. It's kind of weird.
Yep, that's right. So this is your box it up bet. So
it is my box it up.
All right. Well, let me take a. You want to do yours first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull it up to box it up. So the box it up looks like this. This is where we take 4 horses, put them together for a $1 exacta box, a 50-cent trifecta box, and a 10-cent superfecta box. Looking at the pace setup for this race, there's, again, not a lot of speed in here. So far, just horses that have chased front runners and some that tried to close. So getting to the front, I expect, will discourage some of the rest that have shown an unwillingness to fight. Number 4, Mia Camila has a good chance to be the pace setter and also improved her late pace figures last time out and is shortening up in distance. So I expect that to be a help. Tag Her should be better in the second career start. Upgrade to jockey Luis Saez, was well bet in the debut and did run some of the fastest quarter mile fractions in that first career start. Number 9, Luna Antonia, upgrade to IRAD. So you got to like that. It's run on the grass 4 times, has 3/3. So why not put her in 3rd place, right?
Yeah.
Getting a track upgrade, though, this time around because it did run at Tampa Bay and Laurel. So a little stiffer competition, but had some strong early half-mile improvement and did show some early legs in the sprint debut. So I expect that you'll see a little bit more out of Luna Antonio. And then rounding out the box it up with number 2, London Lady. This is a horse that also showed a little bit of improvement last time out in that 4 furlong number and is dropping from a maiden special weight. So that Tom Carley drop. that is, Terry, my box it up for today at Gulfstream Park. Again, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box.
And you need to make a change. You have Gulfstream Race 2, and it's actually Gulfstream Race 4.
Yes. Well, last minute things going on there today.
I
Terry.
know. A lot of it was my fault because I came in late. So anyway, in that 4th race, I like the number 4 as my top pick, Mia Calamia. Finished 3rd versus similar on an all-weather track in the last race. Breeding suggests she'll like the grass, and the trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days has been in the money 5 out of 6 times, winning 3 of those. And then number 9, Luna Antonia, returns to the turf where she ran 3rd in her 2 races in a row, which shows me she probably likes turf better. And then the jockey in the last 7 days has been in the money 10 out of 14 times, winning 5 of those. Number 10, Ambar. Breeding suggests she'll like the grass. The dam has 2 winners from 3 starters and 2 turf winners. Then number 1, Big Temptations. Best turf speed is faster than the average speed.
All right. And then that takes us off then to race number 5, which is 7 furlongs. It's a maiden, $60,000. And that's 7 furlongs on the dirt track. Profile of a winner for 7 furlongs on a dirt track, 44 races, 34 won by speed, 13 of which went wire to wire. There is a slight rail edge here, 1 through 7, and then you get a bonus at 8 and plus. And there's a lot of scratches in this race affecting this race.
There are, and they really affected me because they were my 2nd and 3rd pick. But
and
anyway,
your best bet's probably going to go off at 2 to 5.
It probably is, yeah. So, my best bet of the day, I use this also as my best bet on the website, and I had to go in there. I went in there and changed the other 2 horses. But anyway, in this race, I like the number 2, Equal Pay. Ran 2nd versus Tougher in last race, and she made a large increase in her last speed rating. I mean, really big. She drops in class today. The trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days has been in the money 6 out of 7 times, winning 3 of those, and she has a really good workout on the March 5th, 49 and change, breezing, 3rd best at 29. Then I like number 5, Egyptian Bride. The trainer wins 17% of the time when running the horse in a sprint. And this horse has a bullet workout on March 3rd, 48-1, breezing from the gate, which you don't see a lot of them breezing from the gate, but that's pretty good. First out of 19. Then I like number 6, First to Act. Dam has 3 winners from 4 starters, and one of those is a stakes winner. And the trainer combination in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 7 races. Then number 4, Simply Elegant. Jockey in the last 7 days has had 11 out of 32, won 11 out of 32 races. And this horse has a sharp workout on March 2nd.
I mean, this race is really about equal pay. That's it. It's going to get bet down hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, probably be 2 to 5. Working out well, should be on the lead. There's 3 first-time starters in here, which is half the field. So you have no idea what the race shape is going to look like. I think really the only horse that probably has a chance to beat this one, maybe is the 5 horse.
Yeah.
Egyptian Bride has the best workouts of the first-time starters, and they paid $400,000 for this horse. The rest of them, be it Simply Elegant, First to Act, I feel like they're just running for 3rd, maybe 4th, collect a little bit of a check in there because there's only 4 horses in this field now, Terry, after the scratches?
I guess so. Kind of messed up my box.
Your best bet, you mean?
Yeah.
So it does kind of make the pick 4 a little bit cheesy on the end there too. So we had the hot dog pick 4, and I probably messed mine up a little bit because my numbers were off in the first one, but let's see if I got it right. If not, I'll correct it later on. So I have it should be the 1, the 2, and the 6 in the 3rd leg. Otherwise, everything else is right. So Terry's going to go $20. Neither one of us singled that 2 at the end, kind of hoping we can catch him and beat him with the 5 horse. But I think that's probably highly unlikely.
Yeah, it is. So,
but we hope so because that will make for a nice payout. So mine in race number 3 is really 1, 2, and 6. I don't know why I would do that like that, but because I just copy and paste it over there, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me that it will come out wrong. All right, so we move on to race number 6. Race number 6, we don't have only 4 horses in there. This one's 6 furlongs, optional claiming $16,000, and 6 furlongs on the dirt, 87 races, You better be fast because 78 of them won by speed. 37 went wire to wire. The rail bias is there for sure. And 2 and 3 also outperform 4 and up. So you got the inside 3 bias with a heavy emphasis on the rail.
That's right. Although I like the number 4 horse, Face of the Victory, as my first pick. He's won 4 out of the last 7 races at Gulfstream, and he finished second in the other 3 races. So he could have had a perfect 7 for 7. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he has the highest last speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 5, Doo-Wop Don, ran second versus similar on an all-weather last race, and then he likes the track finishing in the money 11 out of 12 races, and he won 3 of those. Then number 6, Uncork the Bottle, ran fourth last race after having trouble at the start of his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to a high percentage winning jockey who in the last 7 days has won 11 out of 32 races. And then number 1, Game Boy Benny. Rail Post is winning at a 20% clip, as you mentioned, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
Just a little heads up, Terry, since we've come on the 4-horse scratch in race number 9.
Okay.
So think about who you want to put in there in your 4 spot, which is going to, again, alter the way our prime rib pick 4s look at the end. But we can go ahead and we'll deal with that when we get there. For me, in this race number 6, you have one traditional early pace horse in this field with ones all around. And you got 3 or 4 horses that like the chase with a couple of closers in here. I think the bias, of course, where it shows speed, and pace setup say that you're going to want to be forwardly placed to win this race. Number 4, Face of Victory, is, as I mentioned, the lone speed in here. Beat many of these before, and guess what? It's going to be lower than 4 to 5. It's another horse that's probably going to be 2 to 5, maybe 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Number 5, Doo-Wop Don. That's the one I think it probably has a chance to beat it. It's one of the few in here that showed some improvement in its last race. Absolutely has the back class on dirt. And at Gulfstream Park has done pretty well. Run there 12 times, 3 wins, 5 seconds, 3 thirds. So 11 out of 12 in the top 3. Number 6, Uncork the Bottle. So we have our picks in the same exact order. Should be better in the third, start off a layoff after showing some late pace improvement in the last, where it also ran some of the fastest opening quarter-mile fractions. And then finally, number 1, Game Boy Benny was a tough call for me over the 7-horse Acor, which I wanted to even put maybe towards the top at some point in my handicapping. But it's making its third start off the bench and gets to 20% winning rail with a jockey, upgrade to Jose Ortiz. Now, Game Boy Benny and Acor, I think they've raced against each other a couple times and kind of went back and forth with their wins. Race number 7 is let's flip over to the conditions here real quick, is a 5 furlong race on the turf, optional claiming 62.5. And with 5 furlongs on the turf, you want to be fast. 44 races, 29 won by speed, 19 of 44, so almost half going wire to wire. There's some really weird post position kind of biases here because 2 and 3 and the 8 up. So if you got 2 and 3 and then an 8 or higher, they win at the same rate. Both of which are greater than the rail, and 4 through 7, and they win at the same rate, which is kind of really weird. But in any case, how do you like race number 7?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, with all the scratches, and there were a lot of scratches, it decimated how I had picked. So I had to quickly figure out what to do. I'll start out with number 7, Phantom Vision, as my first pick. She won her last race at Gulfstream on the all-weather track, and after being off for 8 months. She has the highest last speed rating in the race. And then number 3, Whimsical Muse, won her last race at Gulfstream Park. She has a good workout on February 27th. Then number 4, Honey Pants, drops in class today. Best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a hot jockey who in the last 7 days have won 5 out of 14 races, finishing the money 10 times. Number 5, Jeannie B, drops in class today, may improve at a shorter distance, and the best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. She also has a good workout on March 1st.
So I'm going to go in race number 7 with not including the AEs here. there really isn't a pure front runner in this group either. So there isn't a lot of early pace. I expect the winner to be close to the lead all the way around. I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw a wire to wire here. I mean, which is not uncommon. 19 of 44 so far like that at this distance. The 5 horse is taking a huge drop. Genie B ran for $600,000 last time out, only running for 62 this time. So that's a pretty big class drop. Tied for the top pedigree. And like a lot of horses in here, it's making its first start off a layoff. And if you look at this horse's record coming off the bar, out of the barn fresh, Genie B has run 5 times with some rest, including her debut. Has 2 wins, a second by a nose, a third, and then a fourth. And it also has some very fast workouts getting ready for this spot here. It does have the top early pace numbers by a lot. I don't know why I wrote negative, but anyway, by a negative. What the hell is that? All right. Anyway, number 7, Phantom Vision, is another one of these horses in this field that runs well fresh. Top last race speed figure, which was on January 23rd. So it's one of the ones that's run more recently. 4 workouts since that time for 16 furlongs in total. So it should still be fit, ready to go. Honey Pants has a bullet and go on March the 4th. Last workout was a bullet. Has run okay after the break and has dropping here from $100,000 down to 62. And then Musical Whim, which is number 3. This one scratched into my spot here, the number 3 horse. But it's one horse that I expect should be not that far off the pace. Corey Lanieri and Kelly Breen, they've only run together one time. They won that one race. And this horse was a claim, the first time off a claim for Kelly Breen. He's won about 25 out of the 128 times that he's brought a horse back after the claim. So that's why number 3, Whimsical Muse, scratched into the 4 spot for me with all the scratches that you mentioned, Terry.
That's right.
Race number 8 is your box it up, Terry. Let's bring that box it up, and then you could tell us why on this 7 furlong optional claiming $75,000 non-winners of more than one lifetime, why you put them in this order for your box it up.
All right, I'll do that. Okay, and race number 8, I like number 2, Rapturous. Finished in the money 5 out of 5 career races. So the horse is pretty competitive. Winning 3 of those races. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Then number 5, Doll Baby, won her debut race at Gulfstream, earning the highest last speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she was well bet in her debut. And then number 8, Amani's Image, returns after winning her last race at Tampa Bay Downs to try and win at Gulfstream Park. She has Lasix added. And then number 3, Frosty Brew ran second versus similar in the last race, drops in class today. Lasix added, the trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days. They won 2 out of 7 races, and there's a good 4-furlong workout of 49.2. Breezing was the 4th best of 13.
And while you were telling everybody about your picks, I went ahead and updated mine to reflect the right race. It's race number 4. Yeah. So check that out. So mine's race number 4. Terry's is race number 8. Again, our box it up is 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Let's see. Paco suspended 30 days. Yeah, we saw that. That was that ride in the Fountain of Youth the other day where he cut some people off. We talked about it a little bit last night. Irad is back. Yeah. That's good for Irad backers. He wins every race down there anyway when he's out there, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And, we were talking a little bit about that Paco thing last night with jockey David Cabrera afterwards. I don't know. Did you see the David Cabrera show last night or listen to it anyway? Because David was by phone.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then afterwards, we talked a little bit about that, and with Paco being suspended for the ride in the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
And in that conversation, we were talking about how when we had Chantel on, there were some Twitter keyboard warriors that got a little upset with Chantel because she said that they communicate. If I'm dying, my horse is losing its steam and the other one's loaded, I tell them go ahead and go. And everybody had a heart attack. Well, now you know why they have that etiquette, because when you try to force your way in somewhere, sometimes it doesn't work out right.
That's right.
So I'm actually, I was not at all shocked for her to tell us that they communicate out there and they make some adjustments to where they are on the track based upon how well their horse is running and the other one is not. Any idea, on Terry, who you want to put in there in race number 9 as your last horse there?
Well, I want, instead of doing that, I want to put in race 8.
Well, you have to have a 4th horse there, Terry.
I do. I have to have a 4th. Oh,
Not
okay.
we're not talking about your pick 4. We're just talking about your picks.
Oh, all right. Let me look then.
All
My
right,
4th pick on race number 9.
So while you think about that, I'll talk about race number 8.
Okay.
My
4th pick would be the number 10, but go ahead.
Well, you already have the 10 as your third pick is the 4 scratched.
Oh, that's right. The 4th is scratched, is it not? Okay, the number 5.
Okay, perfect.
Winning lap.
So race number 8 is 7 furlongs on the dirt. We have mostly chasers in here, most of which don't want to be up front, but they do want to hug the leader. I think if the fractions are right, this is another one of those races that could go wire to wire. So we'll see how that plays out. What in the hell is going on here? But in any case, that's what I see going on with that. And then the next horse on my list is number 2, Rapturous, Terry's top horse. Has the top early pace and late pace combination in this field. It's making its third start off a layoff, so maybe you see some improvement there. Number 1, Stellar Ride, is another one that should be forwardly placed and does have some pretty solid workouts since her last race. And number 8, finally, Amani's Image, been working well, should be right off the pace, gets first times Lasix, top pedigree in the field, has some of the fastest opening quarter mile fractions in its last race. So finally off to race number 10, where we have another day that's been confounded by some scratches and some mistakes on my end.
You mean race number 9? Go ahead.
Right, number 9. 7.5 furlongs on the turf, made an optional claiming $50,000. And at 7.5 furlongs on the turf, you've had 12 races, as I mentioned before, half of them going to speed horses, half going from off the pace, 2 going wire to wire, none winning from the rail. If you have an 8 or out or where a 2 or 3, you have a little bit of a post position advantage over the 4 through 7. All right, Terry. What do you like to close the show? We have them in same horses, just a little different order.
That's right. I like number 4, Kelsey Shot. She has the highest last race speed rating. She drops in class today, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. The jockey in the last 7 days, as I said before, has really been doing well. He's won 5 out of 14. Lasix is added for this race, which may help. Number 3, Built Different. First-time starter. The trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days been in the money 5 out of 6 times, winning 3 of those. And this horse has some good workouts for the debut. Then number 9, Miles of Smiles, finished 2nd and 3rd in her 3 career races. Breeding suggests she'll like the grass, and the dam has 1 winner from 2 starters, but no turf winners yet. And then number 10, Frag Elay. 3 good workouts at 5 furlongs on the turf, which is, you don't see workouts on the turf much. So
yeah, but your first pick, the 4 horse, was scratched though. So then you got the 5 to close it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Winning
lap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're right. I goofed that up, but that's all right.
Yeah, it happens on these days.
Well, so let's see. The 5, I like the 5 because it's a first time starter also, and it has some sharp.
Actually, the 5 actually has a run already. Winning Laugh.
Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong race again. Mm-hmm. Okay, Winning Laugh. Yeah, Winning Laugh, 6-1, has a really good jockey. That's all I can really say about it. So,
so for me, looking at this spot, you have some first-time starters in here, and then mostly versus horses. 3 first-time starters. I don't know if some of them scratched out or not, but most of the horses that they're running against that have some experience haven't shown anything yet. Of the experienced horses, one of them flashed speed, but that was the 4 horse. The others have tried to press, and he's since scratched out. So that makes the pace just like really impossible to tell. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a first-time starter in here win this race, but I'm not going to go with the first-time starter on top. I'm going to go with number 9, Miles of Smiles. I think Miles of Smiles is likely to be the pace setter here, especially with the 4 horse out now. And then, and I don't think, minus anything that we don't see perhaps coming from one of the first-time starters, I don't think there'll be a whole lot of pressure on Miles of Smiles. Built Different and Fragile, those are the 2 first-time starters, the 3 and the 10. Jose is on the 3 horse. I think Junior Alvarado on the 10 horse. Looking at the 2 workouts, if you like a horse that's going to be more fit, that's going to be the 10 horse because he's put in 19 furlongs of workouts since January 29th. If you like the horse that's going to have a little bit faster workouts, that's going to be the 3 horse, because he has the fastest workouts of all of the first-time starters. And you have Jose Ortiz teaming up with trainer Jose D'Angelo. That combination has won 3 out of 7 together. 5 scratched into the back end for me on this too. And one of the reasons why I almost had the 5 in before the horse was scratched out here, it's been well bet in every race, but really hasn't run that well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, just because it's not facing a whole lot in here, see the horse move a little bit forward and show some improvement off the last race. So our hot dog pick 4s are going to be a little mixed up in here, Terry. So what we're going to do, instead of bringing them up on the this way, like the normal way that we bring them up, we'll go ahead and change them a little bit around because there's so many scratches, right?
Yeah, there really is.
So let's just do them right here, right now on our prime rib. So in that first leg, this 4 is scratch. I'm just going to take this and go like this and just leave mine be.
Okay.
And then how are you going to redo yours?
I just want to add the 1 in the 8th race.
For this horse here instead?
No, in the 8th race. You can get rid of the 4.
Are you gonna just take the whole field there?
That's basically it, all but 1 horse.
And then the 4 is going to be out of here. All right.
That's right.
I really am kind of loath to do this because the 4 is probably going to win this race up here in race number 6.
Yeah.
And it's going to go off at 2 to 5. So you're basically betting a pick 3 where you have a little bit of an advantage on there. I'm just going to go 4 deep on the next. I don't even know that I need to go 4 deep on the next ones, but we'll get a little bit of coverage. This race here is probably the most concerning to me. So race number 9, but here's Terry's prime rib right here. Races 6, 7, 8, and 9. And mine is race 6, 7, 8, and 9 as well. And that's how we're going to stack them up for our prime ribs today.
Yep. That's it.
And hopefully they do well, because if they do well and you hit the prime rib, if you can do us a favor, support the show and look great at the same time, go to horseracingtoday.net, click on Horse Racing Today gear. You missed out on the 15% yesterday, but you know what? Even if you pay 15% more, you're going to be 15% better looking with this number 13 hat like I'm sporting today, Terry. Looks good.
Yeah.
Nice looking hat.
Well, I went ahead and ordered some more stuff yesterday, so I got some stuff coming.
Good. You'll look fantastic, Terry, as you always do, right?
Yeah.
So again, tonight we're going to have on reigning, defending handicap champion of the world, David Harrison. Head on over to horseracingtoday.net. A little later on in the afternoon, we'll have a question and answer up, which was dominated by questions about handicapping. So maybe you'll get some insights from that Q&A. Check that out. We'll also have up Chris Parmalou's updated Kentucky Derby rankings in just a little bit as well. That's those stories have gotten a lot of people have liked them, so perhaps they're of interest to you as well. Tomorrow, Tom and I will be back at 1:00 Eastern to talk about Australian racing. We do pretty well there usually. Last week we did 5 races. I think I had the trifecta in 3 out of 5, and then just missed the board on the other 2. Tom did fairly well as well over there. So, and then Saturday, Terry and I will clean up all of the, well, not all of them, but we'll probably clean up the Tampa Bay card from tonight's show and a couple of other stakes races on Saturday. Any final thoughts, Terry, before we get up and out of here?
No, just that hope everybody has a safe day, and hope things get better over in Europe. It's very concerning to me, so I'm very, bothers me quite a bit. I'll tell you that. Anyway, just hope everybody has a good week, and let's see what happens at the rest of the week.
So today, if you head on over to horseracingtoday.net, horseracingtoday.net guaranteed tip sheet, you'll find that Charlestown tonight is our free track of the day. It's absolutely free. Just head on over to guaranteedtipsheet.com. Click on the Charlestown link there. And while you're sitting up tonight with some, not insomnia racing, as Tom calls it, but just some late night Charlestown fun, you can go ahead and do that. Yesterday over at Turf Paradise, we had a pretty good day. They were the free picks. The pick 5, Terry, paid $1,962, and our top 4 picks were involved in that. Overall, the card paid $4,478. Taking a look at just our top 4 picks, potential payouts for the entire card. So maybe you'll have just as fun tonight at Charlestown.
Yeah.
That wraps up today. Any final thought? Well, you did the final thoughts, Terry, for sure.
Yeah, the only final thought I have is if you liked what you saw today, please go and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Horse Race the number 2 day. Like us on Facebook at Horse Race the number 2 day. And then on Instagram at Horse Race the number 2 day.
Just one quick update here at the end. We'll go ahead and show our full card picks again real quick. Full card picks look like this. Our box it ups look like this. And this is accurate now. The prime rib pick 4, Terry, looks like, hold on a second. Let me switch it over to here. Prime rib pick 4s look like this, the ones that are highlighted. And then, so you'll see here, these races right here that are highlighted, those are our prime rib pick 4s. And then our hot dog pick 4, mine is 1, 2, 6 in race 3, not 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, everything else there is accurate. That wraps up this Thursday show. Make sure, again, as Terry said, you subscribe on YouTube. If you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up on Facebook like Eric Verboken did. We appreciate that, Eric. Give us a thumbs up as well on YouTube. The more of them we get, the higher up we go in the rankings. The higher up we go in the rankings, the more people will tune in. We appreciate your time today. As always, hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. We'll see you tonight. See if we can learn what it takes to be a world champion handicapper. Till then, we hope that everybody's picks and your day ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Have a great Thursday.
Cause I've been living life right like I